95.1, Jacksonville's #1 hit music station, to find out how you could win.
Just ahead on Fox 30 News at 10.
Move over MTV. Tonight, Fox 30 plays host to one of the world's best-selling bands.
I'm Carl Torp, live at Alltel Stadium. NSYNC is rocking the house. We'll have a live report coming up.
A hitman hired to kill his own father. Miami police say it's a true story.
Reverend Al Sharpton has been arrested. We'll show you why.
And is the image of Jesus appearing in a small Tennessee town? We're headed there.
Plus, First Coast War veterans are honored at the premiere of the new movie Pearl Harbor. We're live.
Keep it here. Fox 30 News at 10 starts right now.
Now, First at 10, live from WAWS Jacksonville. This is Fox 30 News.
The boys are back. NSYNC kicks off its world tour here in Jacksonville.
More than 40,000 people have filled Alltel for the band's worldwide kickoff concert. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jack Miller.
And I'm Paige Kelton. It wasn't a sold-out crowd, but you wouldn't know it from all the screaming girls. A few boys, too. Fox 30's Carl Torp joins us now live from outside Alltel Stadium. And is the concert still going on, Carl?
Yeah, that's right, Paige. My ears are still ringing from all that screaming. And yes, the concert is still going on. This place has been rocking since 9 o'clock. That's when NSYNC took the stage. They are still playing, and our news cameras were allowed inside for a short while. Here is some of the show. Pop Odyssey 2001. It's finally here. Around 40,000 fans flocked to Alltel for one of the River City's biggest concerts ever, NSYNC. But hours before these famous five took the stage, the party was in full swing outside.
You don't want to lose it again, but I'm not like them.
I hear it so much, I have to like it. So I like the music.
How come you like NSYNC?
Because my sister likes it too.
The young and the young at heart say there's no other show like it. Fans have made the trip to Alltel in boy band caravans. I might say this is borderline ridiculous.
It's fun. I don't care what people say. I'm having fun, and that's all that matters. I love NSYNC, and I don't care if people know about it.
They are also cruising on Bye 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 buses. This RV was actually won on the Price is Right by a fan from Utah. That's her jumping up and down. Now she and a friend, along with a driver, are hitting every single tour stop.
You know, I don't even know them really. Basically, I knew them from high school. They were 2 years ahead of me in high school, and I was a friend of a friend. And when their driver canceled on them, they started calling numbers, and mine was one of them.
It's that sort of passion that isn't surprising to see here, at least not on night one of this enormously anticipated tour.
You out there are going to get to hear most of the upcoming celebrity before anybody else in the world. So what do you enjoy?
Now that stage that you just saw comes complete with a trapeze. It also has an elevator inside. It takes 83 trucks to take it from city to city. Next stop for the Pop Odyssey tour is Hershey, Pennsylvania. We're going to come back at 10:30, hopefully, to get some reviews of all this concert mayhem. We'll bring it to you live when we do. We're live at Alltel Stadium. I'm Carl Torp, Fox 30 News.
A massive search for a missing swimmer off the coast of Mayport has been suspended. Aaron Wade was last seen yesterday evening near the jetties where the St. Johns River empties into the ocean. Wade and his friend Patty Ryder were tethered to a boat, but a strong current pulled them away. Patty managed to make it to shore. The U.S. Coast Guard and Navy tried to locate Wade for nearly 12 hours before finally calling the search off this evening.
New tonight, a 71-year-old man is shot to death in his North Side home. It happened late last night. Police say two men entered Leo Owens' home around 11:30 last night, shooting him several times. He was taken to Shands, Jacksonville, where he died. Police say it looks like a case of home invasion robbery. A short time later, another man was found shot to death on George Road in Arlington. 28-year-old Keenan Tillis was found dead on the side of the road. Police say he'd been shot in the upper body.
The trial has begun for a man accused of killing the manager of a Northside liquor store. It's a Fox 30 follow-up. Police say Jamil Rashid shot Sharif Elliott to death last June during an armed robbery at the ABC liquor store on Edgewood. Police say he was arrested after bragging to people about the crime. Opening arguments began this morning.
A motorcyclist has been airlifted to the hospital. Fox 30 on patrol takes you to the scene. Witnesses say the cyclist skidded 300 feet and then crashed into the entrance of a St. Augustine condominium earlier tonight. It happened about 5:30. The man suffered severe head trauma. He's been airlifted to Shands, Jacksonville, where he's now in critical condition. Another bad accident in St. Johns County. The Florida Highway Patrol says the driver of this car lost control while going south on I-95 this morning. He crossed over the median into the northbound lanes and ran underneath that semi. One of the passengers was thrown from the car and died at the scene. Another had minor injuries. The driver was taken by life flight to Shands, Jacksonville, where he's in critical condition. The semi-driver was not hurt.
We took you to the scene last night. Now we've learned a Baker County woods fire was intentionally set. The fire is still smoldering. The crews were able to put the 300-acre blaze out last night. The fire never threatened any homes. Fire investigators are now looking for the arsonist who set that blaze.
Well, Governor Jeb Bush is doing the same thing everyone else in Florida is doing tonight, hoping for rain. Bush was in Jacksonville today. He says Florida is in serious wildfire trouble this year, and he encourages everyone to be smart about fires because people cause most of them.
After 4 years of drought, this is a really serious problem. Most of these fires are started by arsonists and by human error. And we're committed to prosecuting the arsonists, and we're urging the people that do the stupid things to stop doing them.
Well, the governor is asking for federal help to keep more firefighters in the field fighting those wildfires. A fire warning for people in Putnam County. A burn ban is in effect. Outdoor burning is not allowed, which means no bonfires, burn barrels, campfires, or fireworks. Anyone caught violating the burn ban could face criminal charges and a fine.
A huge blaze broke out in Chicago today. Firefighters responded to one of the city's railroad yards. Somehow a fire started there. The cause is not yet known. No one was hurt, but service along the Union Pacific West line was interrupted for a long while.
Reverend Al Sharpton says he wants to run for president. Now the candidate-to-be has been arrested. A federal judge in Puerto Rico has sentenced Sharpton to 90 days in jail for trespassing during a protest. Sharpton was one of 13 people who are arrested for protesting military bombing on Vieques Island. Sharpton is appealing that sentence.
Well, last week he was egged in Poland. Now former President Clinton is being heckled in Ireland. Clinton verbally sparred with a handful of anti-American protesters in Northern Ireland today. The protesters carried placards condemning U.S. sanctions against Iraq and U.S. arms sales to Israel. A handful of left-wing groups held up banners and chanted throughout President Clinton's short speech.
Well, we have a Fox 30 follow-up on Atlanta's House of Prayer. Several members of the church have had their children taken away by the state. Today, a judge ruled most of the 49 kids should be returned home if parents agree to certain conditions. The kids were taken away on child abuse charges. The pastor of the church encourages parents to beat their kids. Parents are being told to pick their kids up Friday or pay the state child support.
A Tennessee woman has been reunited with her two sons in Miami. Police say the woman's ex-husband kidnapped the boys and took them to Brazil more than a year ago. The ex-husband is now under arrest in Brazil. Federal authorities are working to extradite him back to the U.S.
There may be a good clue tonight in the case of a missing Capitol Hill intern. Chandra Levy was last seen April 30th at a Capitol gymnasium. Police have received tips that she might be in Reno, Nevada. An anonymous caller told a Sacramento, California TV station that they spotted the woman there.
The military may have abandoned it, but Cecil Field still has a bright future. The former naval airport is set to receive more than $2 million in improvements from the federal government. The money comes from the Military Airport Program, or MAP program, and will be used for building, hangar, and runway upgrades. After days of debate, the Senate has passed a tax cut bill. The $1.35 trillion agreement was put to a vote late this afternoon. A dozen moderate Democrats joined all 50 Republicans in support of it. The bill now goes to the House.
There could be a shakeup in the evenly divided Senate soon. Republican Senator Jim Jeffords is expected to leave the Republican Party. Jeffords may become an independent and give his support to the Democrats. This is a big blow to Republicans because the Senate is evenly divided between the GOP and Democrats Democrats right now, 50 senators on each side. Jeffords is expected to make an announcement tomorrow.
Despite opposition from China, President Bush held his first meeting with the Dalai Lama today. The exiled Tibetan Buddhist leader is on a 3-week tour of the U.S. Today marks the 50th anniversary of China's occupation of Tibet. China regards Tibet as part of its territory and objected to today's meeting. The White House, though, says the president met the Dalai Lama as a religious figure, not as a political leader. Some are calling it a miracle.
Now hundreds of people want to see what some believe is an image of Jesus. We'll take you to Tennessee.
Coming up on Fox 30 News at 10.
A plot to kill someone is stopped in Miami when a man gets hired to take out his own father. And it's not your average car chase. Police dash cam video catches an out-of-control car.
And I'm Tim Stockman, live in Mandarin. It's a special preview of the movie Pearl Harbor. And coming up next, you'll speak with the men and women who were actually there for that historic battle.
There's a lot to see on the Fox 30 Morning News.
2 people are dead in 2 separate overnight shootings. I'm Dawn Lopez.
And I'm Josh Talkington.
Police will continue to search for witnesses and motives.
Atlantic suddenly is not looking very good at all. You may want to stay away from there.
If you give the kid a walkie-talkie, give the kid video in the backseat, they're going to be happy.
You got your carrots, onions, celery. Go ahead and add a few pieces of chicken in there.
I'm just the devil's right-hand man.
Fox 30 Morning News, weekdays at 6 a.m. on Jacksonville's own Fox 30.
Well, it's being called the movie to see this summer.
Pearl Harbor opened at movie theaters tonight, and the red carpet was rolled out for the veterans going to see that movie because they're being honored in it. Fox 30's Tim Stockman is live from the Mandarin Cinemas. And Tim, you're standing there all alone. Is this thing over, or are they still in there?
They all left me, Jack. No, actually, the movie started at 7:30, and it's 3 hours long. Can you believe that? That's epic length right there. Now, around 90 of those veterans that you mentioned showed up here, men and women, to see this movie, and that's going to be a tough crowd, a tough sell for the movie maker. Remember, these men and women were there. They saw it all happen. They felt it. They are here tonight to see if Hollywood gets it right. An unprecedented and unprovoked attack on American soil.
We hit the deck. Somebody said, "Why are we hitting the deck?" He said, "Those are not our planes, those are Japanese."
That day would draw these men, many of them just out of high school at the time, into a battle for their country and their lives.
Some machine guns up on the roof, and about 10-15 minutes got some up there and started firing.
Now Hollywood puts those lives on the silver screen, and these 90 or so real Pearl Harbor survivors get a first glimpse of a battle they've already fought.
Come here tonight and see if they got everything pretty much like it really happened over there.
Realistic or not, America's Day of Infamy is destined to draw criticisms, perhaps even stir old bitter feelings towards the Japanese. But that battle was 60 years ago, and these men will be the first to tell you, you leave hating the war, not the warrior.
I don't hate the Japanese people as a people. I don't like the leaders they had back then, and they're the ones that I had to hate for.
And I should tell you that music you heard, the national anthem, was actually played by a 5-piece Navy band that was actually here on the premises to welcome these veterans here to the movie. Now, coming up tonight at 10:30, I will talk to some of these veterans and see exactly what they thought about Hollywood's version of Pearl Harbor. Right now, reporting live in Mandarin, Tim Stockman, Fox 30 News.
All right, Tim, look forward to that. It was a chaotic day at the Duval County Emergency Operations Center. You may not know it, but 2 tornadoes blew through town. It was just a drill, but it's all part of a storm preparation plan for the upcoming hurricane season. Officials say the idea is to improve the level of service based on previous storms like Hurricane Floyd. The county health department, for example, wants to organize a database for people with special needs. That way they can quickly identify exactly where they live and get them to shelters.
Now, weather with Bob Allen.
It's a pretty day today around the First Coast region. Matter of fact, pretty day everywhere around the southeastern U.S. However, we must admit it was a very disappointing morning. It was very disappointing overnight last night because that rain that was perched to the west-northwest of us, that was moving toward us, just did not make it here. But guess what? Things happened. Once the cool front got through the First Coast region, it kind of regrouped, and there was plenty of rain showers in southern Florida. 86 was the high temperature today, 78 along the beach, temperature is pretty nice. Matter of fact, the 86 is the normal high for this time of the year. And we won't be in the 90s now. Some cooler air is going to move in, but not that cool. Matter of fact, we'll be near 90, but not in the 90s. With our 86-degree reading, we did have a couple of spots reaching 90. Orlando was at 90, Ocala at 91 with an afternoon high. From our weather watchers today, Sharon Lifka of Ocean Way reported 85 degrees. Ed Reason on the south side reported 86. On the west side, 87 degrees from James Sablon, and Kevin Wade of Avondale reported 85 degrees. So a comfortable and a pretty day, but again, no rain materialized from that front that was to the west and northwest of us last night. It's to the south now, so there goes that chance. 71 is where we are now. On the south side, 68, 45% relative humidity, northwest winds at 5, and a barometer that is rising. Mitch Carter of the World Golf Village is our pilot for our Fox Florida flight, and a nice smooth run, leaving those showers south of us in southern Florida, and a mostly clear sky over the southeastern U.S. and, of course, First Coast region, all of Jacksonville right now. 71 with a clear sky, St. Augustine at 72, Ocala 72, Orlando 75. Then you get some cooler air moving in from the west and northwest. 66 at Charleston, as well as Tallahassee, 67 in Atlanta. We will find ourselves in the 60s overnight tonight. Pretty comfortable, though. And here's the way the satellite picture looks. All the clouds that were here yesterday just skipped us and now are here well south and southeast of us tonight. All the rain that was here yesterday skipped, went around us, reformed, and now here's what's left. It's a pretty busy and wet day down in southern Florida with showers and thunderstorms there, and some very nice, measurable amounts of rain that fell. What a disappointment. The cold front still will be moving to the east and southeast very slowly, almost getting stuck in southern Florida, so southern Florida still has the continued chance of more rain. That's southern Florida. Otherwise, we will have a nice night. A little bit cooler, though. Instead of the 60s, we'll find our overnight low in the 58-degree range. Instead of the 70s at the beach, it'll be about 64. Wind will be light. And then tomorrow, a very nice day. Sunshine, warm, near 90 in the city. Mid-80s or close to it at the beach with an east wind actually going from the northwest to east and southeast, 10 to 15 miles an hour, but a very pretty day tomorrow. Then the Fox 5-day forecast, partly cloudy Friday, Saturday, Sunday, almost Monday and Tuesday. High temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, and the nighttime lows in the mid to upper 60s. Chance of rain in the afternoons, a slight one, 20 to 30% chance, and we're basically going to have that chance just about every day in the afternoons.
It is a lovely evening out there at the NSYNC concert, too, which is happening right now. We've got a tower cam shot of all the flash bulbs going off. It's not lightning.
No, it's not. It looks like it's lights from the stage,
yeah,
plus a lot of flash bulbs going off. You can see there are some that did not sell out. There are some open seats at the top, but we're told that tonight's attendance is around 40,000 people. So
I think those seats are still available for the Jaguar games too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
No, those are the $100 seats now, so those are all taped off.
Take those for $100. Our local baseball heroes are on their way to their respective tournaments.
That's right. Both left today. You know, even in college baseball, you reach the pinnacle, still get on a bus. So you know, you're not going to fly. But I tell you what, you know, you can't have it all. But UNF and JU both leaving today. Certainly another big story today coming out of the University of Florida involving Teddy Dupay. The school has confirmed they are undergoing an investigation. Now, Teddy Dupay is being investigated for a violation of conduct code. It is widely believed that that involves a bookmaker. Now, exactly how Teddy was involved, we'll have a lot more coming up here at 10:30. Also, as we said, JU and UNF, there they are packing up the bus. JU, they're off the bus already. They only went to Tallahassee for their regionals in Tallahassee. Of course, UNF going all the way to Montgomery, Alabama. We will hear from both teams coming up a little bit later. JU and UNF, as we said, leave. Braves, Marlins, we'd love to show you the highlights. They were rained out, so we can tell you right now we've got plenty of baseball on tap, but you will see no Braves, Marlins highlights. Tomcats working out tonight, trying to stop their losing streak, and Sports Talk, a special Wednesday night edition coming up as well.
All right, so a lot going on. Good luck to our teams, of course. Yeah.
That's right, and hockey's got the night off tonight, so.
All right, so we can relax.
Until Saturday, and then it's all back.
So
Family Cup finals begin.
He hides it, but he's a big-time hockey fan.
He does. He kind of sweats a little bit when it's, you know, the team he likes isn't playing well.
Just trying to lay low right now. Thanks, Ryan. Well, do you get up early? If you do, check out Fox 30's morning show.
Here's a bit of what you'll see tomorrow morning.
You want to get away to the great outdoors, but you're not exactly Grizzly Adams when it comes to roughing it? Well, let us help. We'll chat live with the gear guy. He'll have everything you need to survive your wild adventure. Plus, we'll welcome our friends from the Jacksonville Humane Society. We might have the perfect pet pal for you. I'm Josh Talkington. Be sure you join us tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
Would you ever work with your spouse?
It is a growing trend, but at what cost to family and career? We'll weigh the pluses and minuses in a special report.
Ahead on Fox 30 News at 10.
A suspected hitman is hired to kill his own father. Details from Miami. Is it a miracle or a hoax? Hundreds of people in Tennessee want to get closer to God. We'll show you why. And two popular country singers go before a judge facing a year in jail. The verdict is next.
Chevy is making a lot of noise with 2.9 APR on a new 2001 Chevy Silverado half-ton extended cab. An average finance savings of $1,983. See dealer for residency and other restrictions. Silverado half-ton extended cab with 2.9 APR. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Country singers Tim McGraw and Kenny Chesney were in court today.
A New York judge found both not guilty. The two face charges stemming from a scuffle with sheriff's deputies at a summer music festival last year. Chesney jumped on board a police horse, and McGraw was accused of attacking deputies as they rushed to get their horse back.
I'll talk about Orange Crush. A truck carrying Florida oranges tipped in Winter Haven today. The driver was on his way to an orange processing plant. He says one of the tie-down straps holding the orange crates in place snapped or came loose. About 100 boxes spilled over the side. Oranges went everywhere, but the accident didn't hold up traffic for too long. Then there's the cruise control out of control. Troopers in South Carolina did everything to try and stop a minivan that just wouldn't stop. This is the police dash cam video you're looking at. A woman's cruise control somehow got stuck. Police had to use stop sticks to finally bring the van to a halt.
Hundreds of people are rushing to Tennessee to see what they call a miracle. John Cook nearly died of complications from emphysema earlier this month, but he says near death he prayed for a sign from God. He says God has given him that sign, an image of Jesus on his window. So far, 500 visitors have traveled to Crosby, Texas to see this image, Tennessee rather, to see that image on the window. Still to come on Fox 30 News at 10.
Well, you live together, but could you handle working with your spouse too? More companies are offering husbands and wives jobs together. Are
you cut out for that? Fox 30 has more in a special report.
Coming up on Fox 30 News at 10.
A new twist in the murder of actor Robert Blake's wife. Details on their prenuptial agreement. It's a two-story home just for cats, but tonight the cat owner is in trouble with the law. And an accused hitman finds out his latest target is his father. That story's next.
Now, live from WAWS Jacksonville, this is Fox 30 News at 10:30.
A hitman hired to kill his own father? Miami police say it's a true story. A plot to kill is foiled when a man gets hired to take out his own father.
The man accused of hiring the son is under arrest after Miami police caught him on camera. Fox's Juan Carlos Faniel has details.
59-year-old Jose Pulido, a man lucky to be walking, a man simply lucky to be alive, after 46-year-old Jose Sosa allegedly puts a hit on Pulido. He says he owed Sosa $15,000 to $20,000 in gambling debts, but Sosa never once threatened him face-to-face. Instead, he contacted a hitman, but it wasn't just any hitman.
Somehow this potential hitman found out that his target was his father. Now imagine the chances of that. He was offered $1,500 to break both of his legs or $5,000 to kill him.
Pulido's son quickly calling Miami police and setting up this videotaped sting taken at the Flagler dog track, where Sosa, wearing a baseball cap, is supposed to point out to the hitman his intended victim.
Mr. Sosa's about to give the signal. He's taking his hat off. That's the first signal. There it goes. Now the so-called hitmen are ready, and he's going to give the hand signal. Watch the thumb. There it is. Scratches his head, puts it on. Now, as far as Sosa's concerned, you're dead.
This is the strangest thing that has ever happened to me, he says. This man is crazy.
He's very, very lucky. Imagine the chances, 1,000,000 to 1 chances. Someone wants you dead, but they're going to hire someone who is your son to do the job and not know it's your son.
All right, a search is on in Clearwater tonight for a 17-year-old boy suspected of killing his girlfriend's dad. Investigators are looking for William Lang. Lang's girlfriend found her father shot to death yesterday, and she says her boyfriend did it. She found him with a gun at her father's house. He then demanded the keys to her dad's car. Cops aren't sure why the father was shot. They are now looking for Lang.
A new twist in the murder of actor Robert Blake's wife. The couple signed a strange prenuptial agreement. It called for Bonnie Lee Bakley to avoid contact with felons. It also gave the mom limited visitation rights to her own kid. Audio tapes released yesterday show the couple talking about Bakley's pregnancy. In them, Robert Blake reminds Bakley that she promised to get an abortion.
What's in those FBI documents that never made it to Timothy McVeigh's defense attorneys? Well, the Justice Department is considering whether to disclose that information. Thousands of documents were found as the FBI began gathering items related to the Oklahoma City bombing investigation. They should have been turned over to McVeigh's lawyers before his trial. The discovery led the Justice Department to postpone McVeigh's execution until next month.
The company that's to blame for the Value Jet crash in 1996 is making a comeback in court. SaberTech was convicted of criminal charges after the crash in the Everglades, but now the jet maintenance company's fine has been lowered from $2.25 million to $1.75 million. A federal appeals court judge hearing SaberTech's appeal of the case is now questioning the charges on which it was convicted. The Value Jet crash in the Everglades killed 110 people after improperly loaded oxygen canisters caught fire.
A California cat lover is in trouble tonight after police say she jammed 150 cats into one house. The woman bought a 2-story home just for the cats. Police say 55-year-old Marilyn Barletta never lived in this house. She only drove there occasionally to feed all the animals. The cats were discovered after a break-in. Police say many of them were dead or dying, and the floors were warped from all the cat feces. Barletta is now faced with animal cruelty charges.
Well, as you know, tonight is the big night, the NSYNC concert down at Alltel Stadium.
That's right. Our Carl Torp is down there. And Carl, are folks coming out yet? Smiles on their faces, I'm sure.
Paige, folks are just starting to come out. I think NSYNC has a few more minutes to play, and then it'll be all over, at least until whenever they come back to town. So let's hear from the people that were inside about the big show. With me is a couple of the lucky fans that got to see tonight's NSYNC performance. And what'd you think?
It was okay.
Wow, just okay, huh?
Awesome.
There we go. Okay, what did everyone think here?
It was like their best concert here so far.
All right, we'll go down the line.
It was really great. Justin's really cute. He's fine.
Really cute. Okay.
It was awesome. It was the best concert I've ever been to.
What's your favorite part?
Oh, it'd have to be the, what was it, Space Cowboy? Huh?
Space Cowboy.
Space Cowboy, yeah.
Okay, all right, here we go.
My favorite part is whenever they dedicated the songs to the fans, and the performance was spectacular.
What'd they do with this whole trapeze thing? Because that looked pretty cool. We got just a little glimpse of it early on, but what do you think?
It was pretty cool how Lance would like shake his butt and then try and get off, so it was pretty cool.
All right, overall a thumbs up though, worth the price of admission.
Yeah, it was great.
All right, there you have it. Fans, of course, really excited to see NSYNC, a big show, and it's almost over. Reporting live from Alltel Stadium, I'm Carl Torp, Fox 30 News.
Now, weather with Bob Allen.
Well, in following NSYNC is going to be kind of tough, so this is going to have to be my best single performance of a weather presentation for a long time. Of course, we did not get rain last night. We did not get rain overnight. We did not get rain this morning. That was most certainly a pretty big bummer, wasn't it? There was rain around, just not for most of us. 67 is where we are now. 67 degrees with mostly clear skies. 62% relative humidity, calm wind, and a barometer that's rising around the nation at this hour. Minneapolis, a little cool, 49. Chicago, a little cool, 52. Some pretty nice temperatures in the southeast, a little below normal, but comfortable. 67 in Nashville, 65 at Charlotte. Dallas is still warm, 84 degrees. On the other side of the country, look at Las Vegas, 100. Still steamy in Portland, Yesterday at this hour, they were in the 90s. They're in the 80s now. Not much of a cool down. San Francisco 62 and Los Angeles 64. Still, most of the nation is cloud-free. We had this weather system that moved nice progressively day by day through the eastern half of the country. Now it's pretty much most of it anyway out in the Atlantic, but look at what's swirling around in the upper Midwest, bringing rain to the Dakotas and cooler temperatures as well, and some rain to portions of the Midwest and Great Lakes. Radar shows that what's left of what we had a chance to get last night and overnight is now continuing to plague portions of southern Florida. It'll probably do so with some scattered showers into tomorrow. But light to moderate rain around the upper Midwest and the Dakotas is pretty much the biggest spot of wet weather or inclement weather, and a little bit in New England around the Cape there. Two cold fronts. The one digging in the Midwest, that's responsible for that rain that you saw, the big splotches on radar. And what's left to the northeast and southeast because of this cold front and low pressure system, this is the one that we label the disappointing one. Sure was. That big disappointment's going to continue to move on out of the way, but still hang around to South Florida. Isn't that wild? Why couldn't it have hung around here? South Florida, who is not that rain deficient, that's where it hangs around. It's a conspiracy. And the rain showers will stretch from the Midwest down to the Gulf Coast region, some spots, and toward the Northeast, the Ohio Valley, but of course not here. We will be getting slightly cooler temperatures, at least slightly cooler compared to the 90s we've had for the last couple of weeks. As the high pressure system starts to pump down some cooler Canadian air, temperatures will be dropping all the way down to the Gulf, but of course we're not in that. We're still ahead of it. So like I said, even though we'll be getting a little bit cooler, we won't be getting that much colder. Much cooler than normal around the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley, as that air is just going to keep on pumping down. Spring will be put on hold there. And look at these temperature departures in the eastern half of the country for tomorrow. Some spots 20 degrees below where they should be, Missouri into Iowa and Minnesota. Other spots just 5 to 10 degrees. We will have a very nice night tonight, a little bit cooler. 58 city, 64 beach with a light wind tonight. That'll be nice. Very, very nice for tomorrow with plenty of sunshine and warm temperatures, but not hot. We'll be near 90 or at least upper 80s most spots, city and inland. Beach temperature low to middle 80s with an east wind 10 to 15 miles an hour. The Fox 5-day forecast. The trend shows that the daytime highs Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Memorial Day and Tuesday will be between the mid and upper 80s. Morning lows mid to upper 60s. And basically it's a stuck forecast, partly cloudy skies, slight chance of afternoon or evening thunderstorms, shower thunderstorms, kind of like the summer variety. Marine forecast, east wind 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. Inland waters going from smooth to a light chop tomorrow during the day.
Okay.
All right, Bob. Thanks a lot. Well, it is sure to be a blockbuster this weekend.
That's right. The first crowds have just finished watching Pearl Harbor, the movie. In fact, many veterans of World War II were on hand for tonight's premiere. Fox 30's Tim Stockman joined us now live in Mandarin. And Tim, you're talking to some folks. What are they saying about the movie?
Well, so far so good. The reviews have been pretty great for this movie. I had one man say that it was maybe just a little bit too much Hollywood in there, but all in all, the reviews have been pretty good. I'm joined now by two actual World War II veterans. This is Harold Cowart, and he was in the Marines in World War II, and also Henry Von Genk Jr., and he was in the Navy during Pearl Harbor. You were actually at Pearl Harbor, right, Henry?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So tell me, let's start with you, Harold. What did you think of the movie?
Well, it was realistic, you know. I've been in a lot of that mess, and it was real good. They put on a good show.
So it was a good show, huh? Yeah. There wasn't too much Hollywood in there, though, was it? Was it real?
A lot of it was real. Yeah. Because it kind of gave me a lot of feelings came back, you know. And
a lot of memories?
Yeah, a lot of bad memories.
How about you, Henry? How real was it? You were there when it happened.
A heck of a lot too much flame, really, because I was on the deck of that cruiser and I was watching all the torpedoes that struck the Oklahoma and the West Virginia. And what you get is a plume of water with a little black smoke in it, no flames.
So they kind of jazzed it up a little bit.
They sure did. They sure did.
As far as the story goes, though, as the attack, from what you remember when you saw the planes come in and you saw or you heard the explosions, how real was the story, do you believe?
A bit too active, but the Japanese did the job they were determined to do. They wanted to get the battleships, and they did a pretty good job of it.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much, and thank you for your service, and we're glad you came back okay. And there you have it, Paige and Jack. We have some mixed reviews here, but not too bad. It sounds like it's going to be a good show. And now I'm going to toss it back to you on the news desk. Reporting in Mandarin, Tim Stockman, Fox 30 News.
Ahead on Fox 30 News at 10.
A Florida Gator is in trouble tonight, the latest from Gainesville, later in sports. More husbands and wives are working together these days, but is it keeping love alive? See if you could do it in a Fox 30 special report.
It's an all-star entertainment event.
The 2001 Essence Award.
With Sean Combs, Danny Glover, Denzel Washington, Aaliyah, and Samuel L. Jackson.
You are the man.
Performances by Outkast, Lauryn Hill, Eve with Lil Mo, and more. The 2001 Essence Awards.
Thursday at 9 after Straight Talk on Fox 30.
Well, you've heard that two is company.
Now it is becoming common in the corporate world, too, as in two spouses working together all day long. Many companies are turning to spouses of employees to fill their job openings, but that may not be a good idea.
What's the last name? When Rainey Engelman drops a passenger's bag on the conveyor belt, the man picking it up on the other side might be her husband, Will. Don Barr might sell you an airline ticket.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
And her husband, Matt, will put you on the plane. Welcome to Working Wedlock. 80% of companies now permit the hiring of an employee's spouse, as long as they work in different departments. Good idea? We sought out companies, human resource experts, and couples themselves, and found out there are serious pluses and minuses.
When it's going well, it's going well, and when it's not going well, it can be a real disaster.
First, there's the move itself. If relocating is involved, it's a plus for the company when the bill comes.
We pay their expense, so if they're doing it as part of a family unit, we only have one household to move instead of two.
Company loyalty, another plus.
When an employer has co-workers who are married, who are happy in the workplace, you have greater loyalty.
Inter-office communication, a plus.
Co-workers will go home and talk about their work and probably enhance the communication throughout the organization.
But that's also a minus if one spouse sours on the company.
It can really poison the relationship for the other person as well, and they can end up losing both people at the same time.
For couples, deciding to work together requires some soul searching.
Working together can be the best thing that ever happened to your marriage, and it can be a straight road to divorce.
He was kind of iffy about it to begin with, you know, working with your spouse.
But if you have to arrange child care, it can be a plus. Rainey and Will try to work different shifts, so one of them is with their son all the time.
He brings baby in, I pick him up along curbside, and I go home from there.
But if there are family troubles, it's a minus. Make that a bigger minus.
I think the bigger challenge for an employer is when the couple decides they hate each other's guts. There's a very rare percentage of married couples that really thrive working that closely with their spouse all day long.
Dr. Ann Penick is a marriage therapist who says some couples run the risk of overdosing on each other.
Everybody needs time away from each other. If you don't have time on your own, you really can't build your relationship.
The couples we followed have ground rules in place limiting shop talk at home, and after years of working together, they recommended making the move from your wedding day to your work day.
It works for us.
Beverly Brooks, Fox 30 News.
Companies say sometimes they have to hire the spouse. Many people who turn down job offers in another city do so because they're worried their spouse won't be able to find a job there. To find out more about this story, check out fox30online.com, go to news and click on the No More icon. Stay with us. Sports is next.
Introducing the Lexus IS High Performance Lease. Only $399 a month for 39 months, with just $23.74 due at signing. At last, a lease that actually performs as well as the car. See Lexus of Jacksonville.
Hi, I'm Greg Sims.
Now, sports with Ryan Elijah.
Well, they're still stinging from the loss of Kwame Brown, and tonight the Gator basketball program dealing with yet another potential setback. Teddy Dupay being investigated by the university for dealing with a bookmaker. That is reportedly coming out. Now, also a Jacksonville bookmaker could be involved. According to a school official, Dupay has not been suspended, and he will face, though, disciplinary action if found guilty. Now, it is unknown exactly what involvement Teddy has had with the bookmaker. The school cannot comment. Other than to confirm tonight, there is an investigation. Dupay, of course, the only scholarship player not at a workout yesterday, and losing Dupay obviously would be a tremendous blow to the Gators, even if it is for just a couple games. And when it rains, it pours. A lady Gator has been arrested tonight. Naomi Mobley charged with domestic battery after getting into a spat with a friend earlier today. How about some positive sports news now? We go to Larry Brown for that. The overwhelming winner of the NBA's Coach of the Year award, the first in an 18-year career for Larry Brown. Meanwhile, it looks like Gary Williams will finish his career at Maryland. The Terps extend his contract today through the year 2008. Baseball news now. UNF packs up their bags and leaves for the Division II World Series. They will open Saturday night against Delta State. Now for JU, it is a much shorter bus ride to Tallahassee. Dolphins work out tomorrow at Dick Howser Stadium before squaring off with the dangerous Auburn Tigers on Friday afternoon.
I think conference tournament really, we played really well as a team. We really picked each other up and did the right things, did the little things to win the ball games. And we're going over to Tallahassee, and we're very well prepared. We have confidence in our game plan, and we're just going over there and do it.
We know that we have a big heart. We know that we have, you know, a stick-to-itiveness amongst the players. They're not going to give in, and that's what's going to make us dangerous in this tournament.
Hey, Paul Rigdon on the hill tonight for the Brew Crew against the Cardinals. Not a lot of highlights in this one, but he did upset Tony LaRusse. That's because he plunks Placido Polanco. Well, I tell you what, LaRusse is not too happy about that. Craig Paquette, though, will make him pay. This a single to right, scoring 2 runs, making it 2-0. And in the bottom of the inning, though, the one swing will get back even. That swing is from Jeremy Burnett's 14th of the year. Rigdon a 1-run lead right now, 4-3. They are in the 6th inning. National League scores tonight. Chicago doubles up the Reds. They had all sorts of trouble with rain in that one. Padres winners, as were the Mets over the Expos, and Los Angeles also 2 runs better than the Rockies. Let's check out now the best team in baseball, which without question is the Seattle Mariners right now against the Twins in a matinee tied at 3. That is Brett Boone's single off the right field wall, and Ichiro comes in to score it. Certainly the best import of the season so far. And 4-4 in the 8th, David Bell, he's your hero tonight. A solo shot. M's win it by the count of 5-4. To the American League numbers, where we find the Devil Rays beating up on the Rangers, breaking out the number tonight, 10-6 there in the 8th. Yankees ruin the homecoming of David Cone as Derek Jeter goes 5 for 5, and the Tribe goes 10 to take out the Tigers 4-3. Well, to not have the drama of yesterday's realignment, but the NFL owners today did approve a change that would allow teams now to wait until Sunday to designate its inactive players. Now, previously teams had to be required to deactivate on Friday, and some NFL owners said to be livid tonight about Al Davis leaking confidential financial information. Certainly Wayne Weaver could be in that group. Across the parking lot, why would you try and have a practice in the middle of the NSYNC concert? Well, the Tomcats did, and they were able to pull it off right in the middle. They were, of course, getting ready for the game against Charleston. Still without quarterback Jeff McCrone, who was helping coach out there a little bit. The Cats are 4-3, coming off 2 straight losses, but Charleston has lost 3 in a row, so something's got to give come Friday.
I hope we're a little bit more hungrier than they are. You know, arena ball, nobody's going to go through unsaved, you know, and so, you know, Jimmy's done a good job up there, and he's got his quarterback back this week. He doesn't have his receiver, so it'll be an exciting ball game.
And I got a personal vendetta against these guys. I played with 3 or 4 of them at Charleston Southern when I went to college, so that's going to give me an extra drive to come out and, you know, play tougher.
And the Tomcats' losing streak, not one of the subjects in discussion in our weekly sports talk tonight. A quick dose, but here we go. College baseball's regional site selection is where we pick it up.
Regional. College baseball has to have more equitable sites. I think we all know FSU, Miami, you can almost name the College World Series teams, and that's what's wrong with it.
But doesn't it show you that money's involved? Because if they put it in a place like a Stetson, they don't draw in 2,000-3,000 fans, all of a sudden the NCAA loses money on it, and it just comes down to they got to go to a place where they know they can sell the tickets.
They need to try and put as many people in the stands to support college baseball. The only way you do that is go to places where there is true support. Dick Howser Stadium, you're going to fill it up. You go down to South Florida, you're going to fill it up. So there's some support there. But what you should do is you should say if you get a regional this year, you're not eligible for it next year.
Vince Carter criticized roundly for his decision to fly to Chapel Hill, get his diploma, and come back. Here's my take on it. I love Vince Carter, and I love
NSYNC taking our time. We can't finish roundtable tonight. But one other big sports note I want to tell you about. Jack Nicklaus says he'll quit tournament golf if his game doesn't improve. So
really?
Yeah, he's serious.
Hope that doesn't happen. Thanks, Ryan.
We'll be right back.
At Bird
Burger King is all about two. So right now, get 2 Whopper value meals for just $5. 2 tasty flame-broiled Whopper sandwiches, 2 orders of crispy fries, and 2 ice-cold soft drinks, all for just $5. Get to Burger King for twice the satisfaction.
Be what you do, be good for you.
Welcome back to Circle K. We're bigger and better. Before you buy anywhere, come and see us.
Circle K has everyday low prices. Our 59,000 square foot store is stocked with the largest selection of country and Victorian furnishings. Choose from thousands of home accessories. Circle K has everyday low prices. Visit Circle K and experience shopping with a Southern tradition. Located on the west side of Jacksonville.
If you're shopping for a new car or truck, you've heard all the shouting,
Huge savings.
all the screaming,
No dealers, please.
all the noise about huge savings and great deals. After you've heard all the promises, come to Nimnick Chevrolet. All we ask is a few minutes of your time to show you we can give you those great savings too, like financing as low as 0.9%, cash back up to $3,000. But we also offer you something else, simple, quiet respect. You always do better at Nimnick Chevrolet. Better selection, better service, better price. 1550 Cassett Avenue.
The Market Pro Computer Show and Sale this weekend only.
Saturday and Sunday in Jacksonville.
Computers under $300, printers under $50, software under $5. Unbeatable prices on new, used, and closeout computer products with over 40 local, regional, and national dealers. Microsoft, Hewlett-Packard, Intel, Canon, plus books, accessories, and more. The best selection, up to 80% off at the biggest computer sale ever. The Market Pro Computer Show and Sale.
This Saturday and Sunday at Morocco Shrine Auditorium in Jacksonville.
You'll find our more loosely constructed suits fit as well in the casual workplace as they do the after workplace.
Tailored comfort at Men's Warehouse.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
This is my Aunt Stella.
I hate her like poison.
It's the Seinfeld family reunion.
You can sleep in the bedroom. I can't get you out of your bed. We don't even sleep.
On the next Seinfeld.
Thursday at 7:30 on Fox 30.
Hey, Pete. Hey, Tim. So how'd that blind date go? Great. She was very impressed. Sorry. She's so into me. Mind if I'm just gonna have a little bit here? You could say this was a perfect blind date. Can I come in?
I have a big day tomorrow.
You could say that, but you'd be lying. I saw the show. Huh.
Love is blind, but our cameras aren't. Blind Date.
Weeknights at 11 at 11:30 on Fox 30.
The crowds headed home at Alltel Stadium after the NSYNC concert. They're going to have nice driving weather.
And I got the forecast right for that NSYNC contest. I mean, concert. I'm still, well, we did have a lot of contests, but I'm still upset. No rain from last night to today, and that just means we're going to have to wait for another storm because now there's not much chance.
All right.
Hopefully it'll come soon. And don't forget, in the wake of the NSYNC concert, that Saturday night, we'll have an hour-long special right here on Fox 30 showing you inside the concert, behind the scenes.
That's right. All right. Thanks so much for choosing Fox 30 tonight.
Have a great evening. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 4 and 10.